When you're at university, it is highly likely that you will need to write a literature review at some point. But what you may not know is that there's more than one type of literature review. In fact, there's 6. There's integrative, meta-analysis, scoping, systematic, rapid, and traditional, which is also known as narrative. You're really only ever asked to write 1 or 2 types. When you're an undergraduate, you'll more likely need to write a traditional or narrative literature review, and when you're a postgraduate, you're more likely to use a traditional or a systematic review. Now, of course, it's possible that you'll need to write one of the other types of literature reviews, but at its core, all literature reviews are the same. It's where we go out and we read all of the available literature, so peer-reviewed journal articles, books, and then we summarize and synthesize and communicate it back in written form. And like most assessments, it has an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. So I am going to briefly talk about each of the 6 types, and then I will talk about the traditional and the systematic review in a little bit more detail for you, so that you know exactly what you need to do for your own assessment. An integrative literature review answers a specific research question by combining the practical what works with the more theoretical how and why does it work. A meta-analysis combines the research from multiple different studies to address one specific question. A scoping review is exactly what it sounds like. It just provides an overview of a specific topic. And it tends to provide information on the range or the nature of studies that are involved on a specific topic, rather than providing the specific details or results of those studies. Now, a systematic review is a comprehensive review to answer a research question. The aim of a systematic review is to read everything out there, and it uses a clearly defined search strategy or search methodology, which I'll talk about in a little bit. A rapid review is exactly the same as a systematic review, only faster. So it usually misses some parts out, it's done very quickly, and it doesn't include all of the details or information that would be included in a systematic review. It's something that's very commonly done by researchers when they want to see if a specific study that they have in mind is actually worth doing. Maybe somebody else has done it, all those sorts of things. They can pick up that information by doing a very rapid review rather than sitting down and doing a very lengthy review that takes a lot of time. And yes, systematic reviews take a long time. And like I said, they're more common in postgraduate studies and less common in undergraduate because they take so much time. And we all know when we're doing our undergraduate, we have no time because there's so many assessments to do and so many things to study and get ready for exams and everything else. A traditional or narrative review focuses on summarizing, synthesizing, and analyzing all of the information in the literature. So its strength or its main point is to actually provide a critical analysis. And it does that by not just summarizing all of the information together, but actually providing some opinions. So pointing out where the knowledge gaps are in the literature or the strengths and weaknesses of what's already been done. So let's talk a little bit more about that traditional and systematic review. So in both of those reviews, you'll want to identify your search methodology, but that is much more strict in the systematic review, and you'll need to identify that in your introduction. What I mean by search methodology is that you'll need to identify how you're going to search the literature and what literature you're going to search. So for your systematic review, for example, what type of literature are you reviewing? Are you looking at only peer-reviewed journal articles? Are you looking at books? What type of media are you using? For example, if you selected peer-reviewed journal articles, then you'll want to identify what type of articles you're using. Are you using any journal article that's published on your specific topic or research question? Or are you looking at ones that are only published since 2000 or 1990? Or are you looking at ones that are only published or had their studies completed in one specific geographic location? Is it only from America? Is it only from Europe? Are you only looking at certain groups of people? All those sorts of things. You need to identify exactly what you're searching before you start searching, and then include that information in your introduction. You still need to do that for your traditional review. You want to include how you searched and what you searched, but for that systematic review, it's really a key point that that methodology is clear at the outset, and that's what you stick to for your entire review. Otherwise, your literature review will go on and on and on forever. Okay? Trust me, I know. By narrowing down which type of literature you're going to be reviewing, it will help you in your review process and also help you write it later. Now, for your traditional review, remembering that the focus is on that critical analysis, so your evaluation of your literature, and that happens in the body section of your literature review. The easiest way to do that is to organize your body section or your body paragraphs into certain categories. And that helps not only the person reading and marking your assessment, but it also makes it easier for you to write. And there's 3 that are the most common or suit the most type of reviews, and that's geographical, chronological, and thematic. So in a geographical review, you would group your literature that you're talking about by different areas. For example, maybe your review is looking at how well orange trees grow in America versus Europe versus Australia. You could then break up your body paragraph by talking about each location separately. So one paragraph would be focusing on Americas, the second paragraph would be focusing on Europe, and the third paragraph, Australia. Whereas if you organized your body section chronologically, you could then talk about the literature as it changed through time. For example, maybe your research question is looking at medical practices in hospital and how they changed through time. So you might have a paragraph that focuses on the 1990s, the next one will focus on the 2000s, and so on. So that's structuring your literature review chronologically. And the last one is thematic. And thematic is useful because you can apply it to every research question or degree. It doesn't matter what it is, business, art, science, medicine, it doesn't matter, because thematic just means theme or topic. So it's whatever you want to talk about. If you can see within your research question that it can be broken up clearly into 3 different ideas or topics, then you can talk about each one in a separate paragraph, and that helps you write your review.